in the Rio Grande Valley, it looks like Trump got between 41% to 47% of the Hispanic vote, which is higher on average than some other areas. As you started off our segment, you said, this is not one community. This is not one type of people. These are many communities that differentiate across multiple different demographic groups. So why in that area do you think he was as successful as he was, increasing his vote share from 2016?
Let's talk about a few things. That only represents 15% of the overall Latino population in Texas. So let's set that there so you know that these are very rural counties. Not a lot of Latinos live there. They are 90% Latino for sure. But if you look at the same precincts in Dallas-Fort Worth, in South Oak Cliff, that's actually in Dallas, 91% Latinos in this precinct I looked at. Joe Biden got 75% of the vote in that 90% precinct, while dramatically underperforming in the Valley in the same type of precinct, in the same state, with the same type of Latinos, which they're almost all Mexicans. What we have to realize is nobody's talking to these Latinos in the Valley in these rural areas. At least in Dallas and Houston, in the precincts that I dug into, they're probably getting information from a strong Democratic Party or a strong social progressive movement that's there. It could be any of these orgs, Move On, Indivisible. A lot of the information was going into those communities because they were so dense. Because they were dense, you can walk them. And because you can walk them and call them, you get more information. Then when you get to the Valley, it's so sparse and people are more spread out. And let's be clear, a lot of them talk like I do. They wear a cowboy hat every day. They drive a truck. They are machismo, which I am not, but they are. They like Donald Trump, and they were looking for somebody to give them an alternative narrative, and they never really did. So with that set up, the perfect storm, and let me add in one more little nuance, is Texas for the first time did away with straight party voting, where those Latinos in the Valley had been taught since the day they could vote, go in and check Democrat and walk out. For the first time in the history, you weren't able to do that in Texas. And I think that did have some effect.
Yeah, no, that is very interesting. And I have not heard many people talk about that specific to Texas. So really fast, last question. We're starting to see some of Joe Biden, now President-elect Joe Biden's actions. He announced the COVID task force. So, a lot of people who in the primary, people like me who supported people like, Bernie Sanders and more left candidates, we want to see what is he going to do? Who is he going to put in positions of power? What signs is he going to send to us that he is not going to spend the next couple of years futilely trying to work with Mitch McConnell, a guy who hates his guts? So in terms of what would you like to see out of Joe Biden that shows that he actually is going to care about this community or these communities going forward, that it's not going to be, oh, thanks for the election, now we're moving on, we don't care anymore?
Well, first of all, don't talk to me about policy. All of you lefties out there like me thinking Joe Biden's going to be writing legislation. Let's talk about what Joe Biden can control that could be amazingly good for progressives and for Latinos and for working class people like me. There's two things that are very much in his control: who he picks to be in his cabinet and the executive orders that he commits to sign immediately. So first, I want to see some progressives in a cabinet. I'd love to see Bernie Sanders be the Secretary of Labor. I'd love to see Elizabeth Warren in the cabinet. I'd love to see multicultural, multiracial people that are progressive like me in the cabinet. I want to see this reflectiveness in my government, A. B, do the easy things. Hat tip to those voters who put you in office, these black and brown voters. Let's put DACA back in right away. Let's put TPS in right away. Let's shut down all these private prisons on the border where these babies and mothers have been separated and get that done now. Let's figure out exactly how to reunite these 545 babies with their mothers immediately. And you get up on your soapbox and you talk about, we are making this a priority and we're gonna make this happen. You couple that along with him trying to do more on healthcare, more on the environment, then you are kind of disengaging a progressive community who is rabid to go after him because they automatically think, because he puts Republicans in his cabinet, that he's going to run away from progressives. It's up to us to force this administration and more so the Congress to be accountable. And that work starts now.
Ton of great advice. And there's really no excuse to do virtually every one of those things. You don't need legislation. Those could be executive orders. They could be day one. You could be prepping now. So Joe Biden, if you're listening, or someone from your team, Chuck Rocha has given you the pathway forward. The question is, will you walk it? In any event, Chuck Rocha, I always appreciate you making time to come on the show. I really appreciate your perspective and your experience. Thank you once again, and look forward to seeing what you get up to as we go forward.
Let's roll on.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.